when I was connected, connected to something higher and to my soul. I was connected. I felt that oneness and with something greater, and I felt my own connection to my essence, to my core essence, and I expressed it authentically. And then something happened. Something happened, and I stopped feeling connected. Maybe it was the moment when somebody told me not to do something. Could have been as early as, when I was a baby and somebody said, don't cry, don't cry. Who knows? Maybe it was the moment my kindergarten teacher told me to paint the red flowers red because flowers are red. I don't know if you've ever heard that Harry Chapin song. Flowers are red, green leaves are green. There's no reason to paint them any other way. That's the way they've always been. So maybe it was a moment like that when somebody kind of stifled my creativity, or maybe it was a moment when somebody judged me. Who knows? Could have been anything. But there was a moment that came when suddenly I wasn't this perfect being expressing myself authentically because I had to conform to somebody else's expectations of me. I had to conform to the way somebody else thought I should do things or how I should be or show up in the world. You probably know what I'm talking about. This past year has been a tough one for me because I've really gotten clear about how disconnected I feel from my soul, from my essence, from something larger, creator, source, God, whatever you want to call it. And that was quite upsetting because I realized that I had taken my career in a different direction than I had intended. I realized that I had stopped showing up in the world in the way that I had intended. I realized that my relationships, my health, everything were being affected by the fact that I was somehow disconnected, misaligned. And here's the key. It really is misalignment. It's not disconnection. So if you've felt this way, if you've felt disconnected from your soul or your core essence, if you felt like you're not expressing as your authentic self, if you felt like you just can't get in touch with something greater than you, something higher, it's not about not having that connection. You and I, we have this connection all the time. The connection to something greater, the connection to our soul is always there. It's never gone. We just have to learn how to realign with it. We get misaligned. We start paying attention to what other people think we should do or how we should be or how we should show up. We allow other people's expectations and judgments to change how we are, how we feel about ourselves, and how we show up in the world. And that's because we allow it to misalign us, to get us out of alignment. And so the key really is alignment. How are you going to get realigned? And for me, that has been a real process of changing who I hang out with, a process of looking at how I spend my time, looking at how I focus my business, who I spend my time with, all these things. How am I waking up every day, and what do I do every day that helps me align? And so I want to challenge you today to work at your alignment. And even if you feel pretty aligned, I bet you could be more aligned, right? And the more aligned you get, the more connected you feel with source and with soul. I want you to think about when you felt the most aligned. When was the time when you really felt aligned? And I bet you could go all the way back to when you were a child, because here's the thing. Kids on swings, for instance, they're just swinging. Like, think of a kid swinging all alone, and they're just pumping their little legs, and they're holding on to the chains, and they're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and they're just staring into space, and they're smiling, and who knows where their head is, what they're thinking about, right? But the fact is, in that moment, they're really meditating, and they're communing with themselves, and they're communing with something higher. they're in this perfect space of alignment and connection. And that's what you're looking for. And so in order to get realigned, I want to encourage you to be childlike. I want you to think back to what you were passionate about, what you loved doing, and to do those things. I want you to jump in puddles, and I want you to swing on the swings, and I want you to, get under the covers with your flashlight and read. Whatever it is. Actually, under the covers with flashlight, that's because somebody told you shouldn't stay up late, right? And you stopped expressing yourself as somebody who stays up and reads in bed. Just a thought there. But do something that feels freeing, that feels childlike. Jump in puddles, swing on the swing, color, outside the lines, whatever it is for you. But be childlike. The other thing you can do is to do the forbidden things. So, for instance, if you were the one under the covers with the flashlight reading, stay up late reading. Don't worry about it. And yes, you may suffer the next day because you're tired, but be a child and do what you want to do, right? And that's one of the other things that you can do in order to realign is do what you want. So much of our lives we do what other people want us to do or what we think they want us to do. And so just do what you want, okay? Also, seek guidance. Actually do things that help you feel connected, that make you tap into your intuition, right? To tap into your sense of what is the next right step for you, the next inspired step for you, right? So seek guidance and just be. Just be. Sit somewhere out in nature or even just on the couch in your house or your apartment and just be. I used to sit for hours when I was in my late 20s. I would sit for hours just on my couch thinking, meditating, thinking, just being. So try just being for a while, see what happens. And in terms of the seeking guidance, to go back to that for just a minute, you can journal, you can meditate, you can pray, you can ask for signs, any number of things. This blog post, or this video, which goes with a blog post, it's on my blog. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a blog post that goes with this, and you'll see the link down below in the notes. But this topic was inspired by me meditating with my computer on my lap and my fingers on the keyboard. And I just meditated and watched for what came next. And, I'm a writer. That's what I do. So yes, I'm a coach and author and trainer and all kinds of other things. But primarily I'm a writer. And that's the way that I teach and train is through writing a lot of the time. And so I just thought, what if I just allowed my fingers to type whatever came to me? And that's what I did. And that was the topic that showed up. And I edited what I jotted down. I typed really fast. And so every once in a while, I'd open my eyes and just double check that I was still with my hands on the keys, the right way. But I just typed and then I went back and I edited it. And after I read all of that, I showed up here on a video to talk to you about it. So find a way for you where you can seek guidance and feel aligned. That really made me feel super aligned, right? Super connected. So I encourage you to find those things to do. So as I said, be childlike, do the forbidden things, just be, seek guidance in some way, and do what you want. And see whether you don't start to feel the connection again. And remember, you're always connected, always connected. There's no way for you to break the connection. So don't say, I don't feel connected. Just say, I don't feel aligned. And then realign. Find a way to realign so that you feel your connection with Source and with Soul, and so that you can express authentically. I'd love to hear your experiences, so leave me a comment here on this YouTube video or down below on my blog if you're reading and watching from my blog. I really would love to know what comes up for you, and if you have your own ways of getting realigned, I'd love to know about them. So leave me a comment. Okay? That's it for today. I'm Nina Amir. I'm the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I love to help people get from where they are now to where they want to go without anything getting in the way, in particular themselves, you. So we work on mindset and habits and things like that. I do that through high performance coaching. I'm a certified high performance coach, one of about 700 or so coaches out in the world. I work with anyone who wants to level up and step into their best self. I very often work with writers, with equestrians, with dancers. These are some areas of passion of mine, but I work with anyone. It could be a digital marketer, a CFO, it doesn't matter, to help you get from where you are to where you want to go and to get out of your own way. To help you also combine your passion and your purpose so that you get inspired and take inspired action and get inspired results. So if that's something of interest to you, please fill out my application at ninaamir.com/free session. ninaamir.com/free session. And once you fill out the application, if I think we're a good fit, I'll send you a link to get on my calendar, and we'll spend 60 to 90 minutes together. Yeah, it's a lot of time, and I do it for free because I want to help you level up. And I want to give you the chance to experience what high performance is about, to learn about the pillars of high performance, get a few high performance habits and tools and tips that you can implement right away, whether you work with me or not, and for us to get a chance to meet so that we see whether we're a good fit, right, to work together. And I'll tell you about my coaching programs. I have one-on-one programs and I have group programs. So let's get on the phone or a Zoom call or a Skype call, and let's see how I can immediately level you up just a little bit and see if we're a good fit to work together. So ninaamir.com/free session. And if you're an author or a writer and that's your gig, you want to level up there, contact me at nina@ninaamir.com. We can set up a 15-minute strategy session just to talk, see where you are, what you need, and if I can help you. Okay? So that's it for today. Get realigned. That's your challenge for the week. Get realigned. And until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.